So I thought I would make a video about conversations and how I generally do in conversations and how I feel when I'm in conversations. Um, I generally don't do well in group conversations. Um, I usually just feel like the odd man out, just kind of there, but not really contributing to any kind of conversation in any way, maybe making a comment here or there, but really it's just more or less uncomfortable. I'm better at one-on-one conversation, and I'm better at conversations that deal with topics that I know about and that I'm interested in. And I mean, I don't even necessarily have to be interested in it, I just have to know about it. Because I find that's a lot of times that's my biggest problem. People will be talking about things, and I'll say to myself, okay, how can I contribute to this conversation? And the truth is, I just don't know about what they're talking about. You know, they'll be talking about some person and what some person did, and I mean, I don't know about that, so there's nothing I can really do to contribute in that scenario. So it has to be something I'm familiar with, first off, and secondly, it has to be like something I'm interested in for like real extended conversation. And that's the problem. I'm not really interested in a whole lot of things. I have a very narrow scope of interests, but the things I am interested in, I can usually talk about fairly easily. I mean, it's kind of strange, like it's sort of like a love-hate relationship in terms of being in social situations, because I kind of crave to be out there, like not just rotting away in this apartment like I am now. Like I would really like to be out there where the people are, but at the same time, if somebody talks to me, I'm just like, I don't know what to say to you. So I just, I kind of freeze up and I end up looking awkward and embarrassed, and usually end up freaking people out if I haven't already done that already. So, it's not really something I'm good at, and I mean, growing up, I generally had kind of like one friend, and it was always a revolving door because they would either move or just decide to stop being my friend or find some other friend that was more normal, I guess. But, generally I prefer just conversations with one person, because, I mean, that's really all I need. I don't require tons and tons of people. I can still be able to keep my mind occupied and, keep my brain stimulated and going and moving, and not feel like I'm wasting away, even if it's just one person I'm talking to. So it's not necessarily the concept of communication that I hate, it's just my ability to perform in said conversation is just piss poor. And, I've always been that way. I remember one time I was walking to class, going down a stairwell, and a teacher was going up, and I looked at him and he looked at me and he just stopped, and I just kind of stared at him, and I'm just like, what? And he's like, aren't you gonna say hi to me? I'm like, no, you say hi to me. You're the teacher, you say hi to the student. And, just stupid situations like that just really make me angry, because, it's like there's just some sort of code that nobody filled me in on that seems to be implanted in everyone's brains at birth, that I guess the doctor kind of missed me. It's just like I have a deep need for like connection, but I don't really have the means or abilities or logic to really make it happen. I don't know. And I'm not the kind of person who feels that all conversations have to be just constant and nonstop. I'm a person that can, just sit in silence, and I'm perfectly fine with it. I don't feel uncomfortable in it, but I need to know that the other person isn't uncomfortable too, and there's no way of knowing that. But yeah, I think it's just the like proximity and knowing that I'm with someone and not by myself. I think that's a need, that's a human need that, I definitely feel all the time. But, if only people didn't need to communicate, that would be awesome. But, I want to end by saying that I'm not necessarily a shy person, and I don't think Aspies are necessarily shy people either. I think a lot of Aspies will say that they're not shy. I'm not afraid of talking to somebody. I just don't see logically why it would be relevant or important or necessary to talk to people. Because most people I don't know, it would probably end up being awkward, and I would just end up making an ass of myself, because, these people don't know me, I don't know them. Obviously the exception would be, say, if I'm at a hotel and person is at the desk and I need to go up and ask for a towel. That would be okay, because that person at the desk is assigned to give people towels, so there would be no awkwardness. But, just every day, just, going up to strangers or doing things like that, that is a problem for me. And more proof that I'm not shy is that, I did theater and public speaking for years when I was in high school. And, again, I had a script. I knew what to say. There was a reason I was there speaking in front of people, and, it's not like some goof just walked on stage and started talking, I have a reason to be there, and people are not surprised by it. So, I just want to make that distinction that not all Aspies are shy. Some are actually quite boisterous. But, there's a definite difference between being, like, socially inept and being shy.